So today I want to talk to you about something that's been playing on my mind a lot, especially during this lockdown period when I have been spending a lot of time by myself. And that is this concept of the inner critic versus the inner cheerleader. Every day we are using thousands of words. On average, humans are using something between 5,000 to 7,000 words according to some research I did. And we are using these words, but we're not always consciously using our words. So, on an average of 5 to 7,000 words a day, how many of those words are actually of any value? What words are we choosing to consciously throw out into the universe to give value to ourselves and to have an impact on people around us, on the society around us, on what is going on around us? Especially during this period of time where there is just so much noise coming in from all directions. And just because the noise is not coming in a face-to-face interaction, it doesn't mean that these words are not impacting us. So I just want you to think about, first of all, how many of the words that you're using every day are actually of any value? Are you really using your words to be creative, to support someone, to spread some light into the world, to spread some light to yourself, to be kind to yourself? Or are you just using words that are kind of meaningless and just throwing them out there? How many of them are kind of a positive, high vibe feel, and how many of them are this like icky, sticky, uncomfortable, this nasty kind of feeling that you have, especially when someone is throwing those words at you? You know when you receive a sentence or a word from someone and it hits you like right here, and it really feels icky and sticky and really not very nice, and you know that energy that they've sent to you can really affect you. And it's the same in reverse. When you are sending out words and you are sending out your energy into the universe, you are having an impact both on yourself and on the people around you right now, on a global, huge global scale, on a collective scale. So most of you are using Instagram, probably Twitter, you're using all sorts of different social media apps, and they give you a limited characters. And if you just had like this limited characters like you do on Instagram, like you do on Twitter, then would you be really consciously thinking about those words? If you just had like 180 characters to say everything that you wanted to say to someone, or even to say it to yourself, would you be more mindful of the words that you are throwing out there? Or would you still just carelessly throw them out? What about if you were on a word diet? What kinds of words would you want to consume? Would you be consuming like this, a greasy, heavy hamburger that makes you feel kind of like maybe good in the moment, and then afterwards makes you feel like super heavy and lethargic and kind of a bit gross and heavy and slow? Or are you going to be choosing to consume a really nice healthy bowl of fruit or a salad, or like a really nice meal that's going to make you feel kind of light and full of energy and high vibes? What if we were to exchange our words for food? Would you be consuming that heavy, greasy burger every single day? I don't think so, because you'd end up having a heart attack. It's the same with the words that we are using to throw out and the words that we are choosing to consume. So why am I talking about words? Well, we all have a choice, right? We all have a choice in the types of words that we are choosing to think, believe, and say. And every single one of these words that we use and that we choose to use, whether consciously or unconsciously, has an energy. And these words can become our belief system. And when they become our belief system, we have this nasty little voice that comes into our head, which I like to call the inner critic. And it comes along, especially when we're alone, especially at night time, especially when it's quiet and it's dark and we're just alone with our thoughts. The inner critic has kind of like been like the monster under the bed. It's been hiding there the whole time, waiting to like pounce out at you and jump out at you and start feeding all those nasty little lies and those little stories that it wants to feed you. So it says things to you like, you're not good enough. What do you think you're doing? Really? You ate another packet of crisps today? Really? You ate 2 chocolate bars today? You really think you can do that? You really think you can put this video out there like you know what you're talking about? That's one of my inner critics, obviously. I want to share that with you because it's the truth, it's real. My inner critic comes along and says, what do you know? Well, who are you to share these thoughts and these feelings? But on the opposite of the inner critic is the inner cheerleader. The cheerleader that's standing inside your mind with her pom-poms and her cool little outfit. And she's going, yeah, 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 you can do it. Come on, come on. She's like standing on the side. She's like, yeah, you're a goddess. You're a queen. You've got this. You can do this. I've got you. I'm supporting you. And that inner cheerleader is amazing because when you can be your own inner cheerleader and you don't need the affirmations to come from the outside and you can affirm yourself, then that inner cheerleader goes, ha ha, inner critic, and the inner critic kind of like skulks away to the side. But it doesn't mean it's disappeared. Of course, it's going to come back and it's going to keep coming back. So I want to just give you like a few little tips on how you can deal with this inner critic and try and kind of like encourage your inner cheerleader to keep on supporting you and to have your back, and to encourage you all the time with the way that you use your words to talk to other people, but of course to talk to yourself. So, first thing, every time you notice that you have some sort of negative comment that keeps recurring in your head, you can just make a little tally, like a little tally mark, you know, when you were doing the 1, 2, 3, 4 and a little tally 5, when you were playing games. So you can just put a little tally mark and you can have it and start to notice how many times you are putting that tally mark on your piece of paper. If it's happening a lot, start to write down what negative words or what negative thoughts or comments are actually happening every time you put down that tally. And when you start to notice those patterns of behavior, you can start switching that negative thought into something positive. So if you have the inner thought of, oh, I'm so stupid, why did I do that? Oh my God, why did I do that? You know that thought where you've done something and then you regret it and you say to yourself like, oh, why did I do that? Like, how stupid am I? Instead of thinking, or you might still think, oh, I'm so stupid, why did I do that? Catch yourself and see if you can switch it into something positive. So, okay, maybe you made a mistake. So what? We all make mistakes. That's how we learn. So instead of continuously on loop saying to yourself, oh, I'm so stupid, like, why did I do that? I'm pretty sure we've all experienced that. Take that statement and use your inner cheerleader to switch it on its head. So instead of saying, oh, I'm so stupid, why did I do that? You can say, hey, go you. I love making mistakes because every time I make a mistake, I'm learning, I'm expanding, I'm growing in consciousness. I am evolving as a human being, right? We all make mistakes. It's okay. So we're trying to switch that inner critic when it creeps in and it's like trying to be like na from under the bed and it's trying to get into your mind and drag you down, just like the word diet with the burger, and it's like slow and heavy and greasy. The inner cheerleader comes along like the salad and it's like, hey, I'm vibing, I'm supporting you, I'm choosing to encourage you. So see if you can practice that. That's the first thing. The second thing, I call it the back up and reverse. So if these negative thoughts are coming to you on repeat, on loop, stop. Back up, reverse, reverse. As you start to notice this stuff coming out of your mouth, okay, because it might just be in your head, but it might also be coming out. As you start to notice it coming out of your mouth, just stop, back up, take a breath, take a pause, and try and change what that negative inner critic wants to say about you, and you're saying it out loud, and switch it back up. So again, if you have, I don't know, for example, the negative thought of, oh, I can't believe I made that mistake again. I can't believe I made that mistake again. Like, I am ridiculous. I am so ridiculous. I can't believe I did it. stop, back up, reverse. I love making mistakes. I love making mistakes because every time I make a mistake, I learn. I am learning about myself. So the first exercise was kind of just the awareness, like putting the tally down or writing it down and just having the awareness of when that inner critic is like running the show, when the inner critic is like boss man or boss woman. And the second one is like stopping it from actually coming out of your mouth through the back up and reverse method, and having your inner cheerleader like cheering you on. And if you are able to actually stop it coming out of your mouth and switch the thought and switch the words that are coming out, your inner cheerleader will be like jumping up and down with the pom-poms going like 2, 4, 6, 8, who do we appreciate? You're a queen, you're a queen. Yes, celebrate it when you have a win. Third tip, perspective goggles. Okay, we all walk around with these like goggles around our eyes where we think that we are, the victim. We think that we are the ones that everything is happening to. So when we put our perspective goggles on, we're going to use something called the 3 P's. Permanence, persistence, and personalization. So, permanence. Nothing is permanent. This too shall pass. If you made that mistake, whatever it is, I don't know, you showed up at the wrong time to a meeting, you forgot to submit that email on time, you missed a deadline, you messed up dinner, you forgot someone's birthday, whatever the mistake is, don't worry, this too shall pass. You will not stay in this situation forever. People will forgive you. You will forgive yourself. This too shall pass. Permanence. First P. Second P. Persistence. Don't give up just because something is not going according to plan, and just because something is going wrong, it doesn't mean that we have to give up. Persistence. Affirm yourself. I've got this. I can do this. I'm a queen. I'm a goddess. I can do this. I hit a bump in the road, but okay, I'm evolving. I'm a human. I'm learning. I'm growing. It's okay. Persistence. Personalization. Third P. Personalization. Instead of getting into that victim mode of, oh, why me? Why is it happening to me again? Why me? Why me? Why me? We've all said it, right? We've all said, why me? Why is it happening to me? Get rid of that thought. That's putting you into victim mode, and that is not where you want to be, because then the inner critic is going to come in and have an absolute field day with you, and your inner cheerleader won't have a chance. So give yourself kind and loving words. Instead of saying, why me? Okay, it happened. It could happen to anyone. It's nothing personal. It's nothing to do with me. Don't take it personally. This too shall pass. Permanence, persistence. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep on trying. Tip number 4, be your own cheerleader. Of course, we all love having affirming words from other people. We all love to be told, that we're brilliant and we're beautiful and we're loved and we're cool and we're special and we're awesome. But we can't always rely on other people's affirmations. That's just a bonus. We need to be able to affirm ourselves, to support ourselves, to be our own inner cheerleader. So, take today and write down at the end of this video 10 wins that you've had for today, and they can be small, like I got up when my alarm went off, or I submitted that piece of work on time, or I don't know, I did something cool with my hair today, or I don't know, I remembered someone's birthday today. Whatever that small win is, write it down and celebrate yourself, and get your inner cheerleader to come out and celebrate you, because you are worth celebrating. Yes, 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 yes. Tip number 5, give your inner critic a silly name. This is what I do. So when my inner critic comes along, and it comes along a lot, trust me, it comes along, especially like I said, during this lockdown period, when we've been spending a lot of time on my own, where I've been transitioning into this new period of my life and dealing with it all. The inner critic comes along and tries to drag me down. And sometimes I allow it. And then I remember, no. I can be my own inner cheerleader. So I give my inner critic a silly name. And my inner critic is It's called Boris, just like Mr. Boris Johnson, but it's got nothing to do with him. I called it that a long time ago. So I say to my inner critic, Boris, not today, yeah? Like, I hear you, I see you, I acknowledge you, but I don't want to hear what you have to say to me today. And I actually say it out loud to my inner critic. Like, I talk to it like it's an actual human being. Because when I give it a silly name, it makes it less scary, like the monster under the bed. It makes it less scary. And when you verbalize it out loud and you say, hang on, no, Boris, not today. I am not interested in having you giving me all this chat in my head today. I don't want to know about it. I send you on your way. I send you out there, out the window. I don't want to know. You are literally like pulling the energy out into the universe that you're not interested and you don't want to buy into that story. And then the inner cheerleader can come along and say, yes, what a win. You told your inner critic to go away. You gave it your silly name. You told it to go away. And now you've got a win for your inner cheerleader and you can celebrate yourself. So I hope this video has been helpful. It's something that I do. These are tips that I do. They're also tips that are coming in my upcoming book for teens on how to stay authentic in this crazy changing world that we're living in. But I think that these tools apply to everyone that wants to use them. And I know that we all have that inner critic and that inner cheerleader inside of us. They're chatting away and trying to celebrate and trying to clamber on top of each other, but every single time the inner cheerleader needs to win. Yes, because you are a queen and you are a goddess. So if you like this video, hit subscribe, share it with your friends, and let's share some more authentic wisdom into this world. Wishing you a beautiful day from my heart to yours.